Alcime, this I vow to you. I will love you forever. In this life and the next, I promise you.
Jason.
Training room! A sword!
I'll circle around. Meet you at the front. He doesn't leave the room! Kill the king!
Jason!
Protect the king! He's a black tongue, Jason.
Stay here, Idus.
Leave me. You men, go with the king. Jason. It's...
Let you go. Did I not do everything you asked of me? Why then? Here, of all places, on your sacred island, I do not accept it. If this is your will, I do not accept it.
Jason, your uncle was looking for you. He wanted to know when you planned to give last rites to Alcime.
If I send her spirit to the underworld, I'll never get her back.
Get her back? How?
I don't know how. I don't have the answers yet, but there must be a way.
I wish I had the answers to give you. But perhaps I know someone who could. Someone whose business is answers. The Oracle at Delphi.
Delphi?
If anyone would know, it would be her.
Yes, the Oracle. Master Argos finishes a great ship as we speak. It will serve.
Delphi's not easily found, it's said. Does he know the way?
I don't know, but I aim to find out. Come, we'll ask him ourselves.
Oh, remember, your uncle is ahead in the courtyard. He wanted to speak with you.
New life
I told
will
him
be
I'd
good
let
for
you
this
know.
place.
And you know it.
Carry on.
She should be buried here, in the ancestral crypts of Iolcus. But they technically weren't yet married. I've seen.
There you are, Jason. It's good to see you out of that mausoleum. It isn't healthy to linger over the dead, nephew. Iolcus needs its king. Captain Idas has finished his investigation. Petitions await, and we must set a date to give last rites to Alcime.
There will be no date for that.
What? Jason, I am your uncle, and I care for you. The will of the gods may be a mystery to us all, but to deny Alcime her last rites is unnatural.
Until I'm certain there's no way to bring her back, I will not do it.
Bring her back? Alcime is dead. You seek the impossible.
Our legends speak of heroes who have done wondrous things. Things that would have been deemed impossible until they were done. And of those deeds, the greatest were done for love. I'm going to Delphi, Uncle. I'll find my answers there.
This is the despair of grief. You're not thinking clearly. Alcime would not approve.
Do not presume to say what she would think, Uncle. Alcime lies in the mausoleum behind me. I speak for her now, and I say she was a daughter of Ares. And if there is any way to bring her back, she would demand I find it.
I understand your ardor, Jason, but have you thought this through? Delphi is not found on any map. Find 100 charts, and each will point a different way.
I would trust Argos' charts above any other. Hercules and I will go ask him ourselves.
Very well. I know better than to argue with you when your mind is set. I will consult our records about the location of Delphi in case Master Argos doesn't know the way.
Thank you, Uncle.
Delphi, I pray you find the answers you seek, nephew. I will go to the royal court and maintain some semblance of order there.
Like I said, they're mad. But why come here? Seems such a remote place to attack.
Plunder, perhaps.
But then why kill the princess? On her wedding, no less. I think they were sending a message to all of Greece. We must prepare for war.
Ionia would not be so bold as to look westward for conquest.
So I thought. Until what happened here.
It's unheard of. Attacking Iolcus?
Those Ionians must be mad to risk the wrath of Zeus.
They are barbarians who worship the old gods. They don't even acknowledge Zeus.
Like I said, they're mad. But why come here? Seems such a remote place to attack.
Plunder, perhaps.
But then why kill...
They are barbarians who worship the old gods.
There's plenty of rumors and tall tales flying about.
No stone will ever capture your beauty.
Humility. Olympus must see that we are humble men, lest such trouble visit our homes.
The gods must be propitiated. There's no doubt this is a sign of their anger.
I've already sent word to have 2 prized bulls offered up to Zeus.
Just 2? My people sacrificed 3 fatted bulls, 6 heifers, and the Black Mule.
Perhaps I should do the same as a show of humility. Servant.
You were saying?
Yes. Yes. Humility. Olympus must see that we are humble men, lest such trouble visit our homes.
The gods must be propitiated.
This is where I first met Alcime.
When you were children?
Yes. Her father, King Lycomedes, left her in the care of my father while he was at war. 10 years she lived here.
Alcime, come back! She is willful, King. You must watch her carefully.
She'll be safe here, Lycomedes.
Indeed. No one knows. Not even my advisors. Alcime!
Are you spying? Here, Father!
I see you've met young Jason.
King Lycomedes, sir.
Jason, word of advice. I know my daughter. You're going to have to keep your wits about you.
Come, Hercules.
King Jason.
Elpis, I didn't know you were among the injured.
Oh, it was nothing. I'm recovered mostly. It's just my poor parents.
What do you mean?
My parents don't know what happened to me, nor do I want them to. They're old and in ill health. Why let them worry? Could you tell them I'm well? That I've just been too busy to see them?
Of course. Why burden them?
I knew you'd understand.
Rest now, Elpis. I'll speak to your parents.
What a view! You can see for miles here.
He didn't deserve this.
The sacrifices of those who died in defense of this land will never be forgotten. Be proud of your men and women, your sons and daughters, your kin. They honored their vows. May we give as much to honor our own.
Hail, King Jason.
Captain Idas, how are you feeling?
Better, my king. My pride was injured more than anything. Was a time those Ionian dogs wouldn't have had a chance.
You fought bravely, my friend. The odds were great.
I've got 3 things for your attention, Jason. First, we have the results from our investigation of the attack. Second, I've just received a report of a disturbance in the village. And lastly, there's a private matter I would discuss with you.
What is this report of trouble in the village?
Apparently, Zeno of Thessaloniki has arrived on Iolcus. His brother Menander fell during the attack.
Yes. I heard he was among the guests who were killed.
As you can imagine, Zeno is none too pleased. Thessaloniki has never been a friendly neighbor. Those cheese-eaters have been jealous of Zeus's favor for as long as anyone can remember.
I remember this Zeno. Loud, arrogant sort. Fancies himself a general.
Aye. Well, he's down in the village shouting at anyone who will listen, demanding compensation for his brother. He's got a couple of men with him, and the guard who made the report says there was a witch with him as well.
Let's hear the investigation report.
I'm afraid it's both disturbing and disappointing.
What's the disturbing part?
The assassin bore all the markings of a Black Tongue. His dress, his weapons, his tattoos, and of course, his marksmanship. Jason, I went to that balcony. There's not a bowman in Greece who could have made that shot.
Disturbing indeed. And the disappointing part?
We still don't know why he came. The Ionians? That's easy. They're mercenaries. They came for plunder. But why Alcime was targeted? What anyone could have hoped to gain from it? We've learned nothing.
The Ionians. Are we sure they were nothing more than hired mercenaries?
As far as we can tell. We traced this particular band back to Ithaca. They were there about a month ago to reprovision. Our sources say they spoke there of a new job they'd just been hired for. A well-paying job.
What is this private matter, Idus? You know you may speak freely with me.
Yes, well... It's time for me to step down, Jason. I'm not the man I once was. This attack made me realize I've grown old. I can't ask men to fight for me when I can't fight for them.
More than any man in Iolcus, you've earned the right to choose when your time has come.
I've got 3 men in mind who could do the job. The sooner you make your choice, the sooner I can start training them to take my place.
I trust your judgment, Idus. You know the men better than anyone. Make your choice, and I'll approve it.
As you wish. I've already called for the men. Ah, here they are now. Lieutenants Ivarius, Myron, and Platon. You men all fought with distinction and have served Iolcus well. But only one of you may be called to serve as captain. Lieutenant Ivarius, step forward.
Yes, sir.
Iolcus calls you to duty. Will you captain her guard?
With all my heart, sir.
Avarius, I know you to be a good soldier and an honest man. Follow Idus for a month's time, and then call yourself captain. May you always be first in battle and last to stand in our defense.
I am honored, sir.
Dismissed. After a few months with you around all day, she may change her tune.
I'd like to go tell her the news.
Of course. Let's finish our business, then you can go to the village. To be safe, let's keep the watch doubled, Idis.
As you say, Jason.
What valor! What courage!
Attacking Iolcus?
Those Ionians must be mad to risk the wrath of Zeus.
They are barbarians who worship the old gods. They already get knowledge of Zeus.
Hail, sire.
Guard Pathras, what troubles you?
Grief, my king, for your loss and for mine. My younger brother Timaeus was killed in the attack.
Timaeus was your brother? He leapt in front of me and took an assassin's arrow. He died in valor.
His ambition went beyond a noble death. Captain Idis had just promoted him to be the guard's standard bearer. And now this. How can I face my father with such news?
Timaeus died for me. It's my responsibility to tell your father.
You do that for me? Speak to my father, Mnason, at his farm?
Yes, but there is something you must do. Guard Pathras. See that the spear of the Yulkan standard bearer is sent to your father in honor of Timaeus' sacrifice.
Such an honor would no doubt ease his suffering. My thanks to you, King Jason.
Ionia would not be so bold as to look westward for conquest.
So I thought. Until the past.
It's unheard of. Attacking Iolcus.
He saved Elpis. That's what she said.
Here did Yulkum, favored of Zeus, defeat the giant Typhor to claim these lands. Yulkum vowed that he and his descendants would forever honor Zeus and protect his sacred island. And so was founded the Kingdom of Iolcus.
Your palace would be at home among the great houses of Athens or Mycenae.
Here, Diaphanes, renowned architect, was shown by Apollo the temple and palace he was to build. As he gazed up at the cliffs, he was blinded by a beam of light. Shielding his eyes, he saw the outline of ghostly buildings high above. And thus the palace of the kings of Iolcus was built to honor the vision he had been given. Here was born Amphinome, wife of King Tryon. Though a farmer's daughter, she was gifted by the gods with beauty and virtue. Such was her grace that Hera blessed her union with the king, and so she became queen of Iolcus. My mother, a fine queen indeed.
Look who finally decides to grace us with his presence! King Jason himself! It only took you all day!
Watch yourself, Zeno. This isn't Thessaloniki.
Don't I know it? On Thessaloniki, we wouldn't allow our guests to be murdered by some mercenary scum!
I am sorry for Menander's loss. May he find his way to Elysium.
Not good enough! No, not by a long way, King of Iolcus. There must be compensation, tribute! Your lands here are rich. Your herds are fat. Clearly you've grown soft with Zeus's favor shining down upon you. Things are much different on the rocky soil of Thessaloniki. A hard life makes men tough. But you Iolcans wouldn't know about that.
Save your insults, Thessalonian. Why don't you just say what it is you want?
I will bring my brother's body home. And with it, my ship will be full of Iolcan wheat and sheep. And then, each year, on the anniversary of Menander's death, you will send 10 girls on the cusp of womanhood to me. Never! This is what I demand in tribute to the memory of my murdered brother.
My guards fought valiantly to save all those who could be saved. Your brother's death was a tragedy, and I grieve his passing. But I will not compound that tragedy by paying you off and sending innocent girls to you.
You tell him, King Jason! I am not here to negotiate. If you refuse my demand, then my men and I will take our own revenge!
You're worse than the Ionians who came here looking for plunder.
At least they didn't disguise their greed.
I will not stand for such insults! Consider yourself challenged, Warden.
Name your terms.
My men and I against you and your behemoth. Your guards will take no retribution against me after I kill you. When you fall, I take my brother's body and the tribute I have named back to Thessaloniki.
No, don't do it.
And your stake?
I hold here my brother's mace, a weapon worth more than anything on Iolcus. Blessed by Poseidon himself. This will be my stake.
No one wants it.
No. You will swear here and now, before these witnesses, that your family will make no further claim for tribute. Should any try to do so, they will forfeit the honor of your family name.
Very well. So I swear. So swears Zeno of Thessaloniki.
Tell us when. You boys take all the time you need.
Jason of Iolcus dies today! Kill them!
Take your brother home, Zeno.
I won't forget this, Jason.
Leave the mace.
What?
Your stake. Do you forget?
Bah! A curse on Iolcus!
It is a fine mace. Do you think it really was blessed by Poseidon?
Who knows?
One thing's certain. It'll see more honor with you than that fool.
Be careful, King Jason. He had a witch with him earlier. She may still be around.
A witch.
You don't know that, Thaddeus.
You should have seen her. Markings all over her body. And she was asking about the assassin.
More like demands, really. Did any of us see him? Where did he come from? She was very interested, all right.
Where is she now? Did you see her leave?
That we did. That Zeno man was yelling up a storm, and I saw her slink off.
It was real strange. She had her ears perked like she was listening for something. Then, all of a sudden, she pricks up, and she was off like a bolt toward the Crypt of Kings.
I heard her say under her breath, "I've got you now," as she ran off. I swear on Olympus.
Thank you. I'll find her and see what she's up to. Here landed King Trion's spear, humbling the Athenian Polysida. Drunk from the king's feast, the famed warrior boasted that no yoken man could match his throne. For the honor of his kingdom, King Trion took up his challenge. Great Athena lent Trion her skill, and he unleashed a throw so mighty that boastful Polysida was stricken mute with shame.
Jason.
Idas, how is village life suiting you?
It's only been a few minutes, but so far I think I can get used to it.
Get used to it? Is it that difficult?
It's Elysium, Cypri. There, happy?
I'll leave you two to your business. Come, children.
So, what are you going to do without the guard?
Farm.
Farm? Farm what?
Grapes or barley? Haven't decided yet. Barley practically grows itself, so I'd have more time to fish or hunt or just sit with my children. But grapes, now there's a challenge that could keep me occupied. Give me something to do with myself.
You deserve to rest, Idis. Plant the barley. I'll see that grapes are sent to you.
As my king commands, barley it is. Been a while since I've gone fishing. I hear you're leaving, Jason. Heading for Delphi.
I'm going to bring her back, Idis.
I pray you do. Here, Jason. I've given this a great deal of thought, and... my sword. I want you to have it.
Growing up, training, I used to marvel at this sword.
I know you did. But remember, weapons are only as good as the men who wield them. This one, it's a good sword, and it served me well. But with you, I think it can become a great sword.
I am honored, my friend.
Thank you for dealing with that obnoxious man. The nerve to demand such tribute.
He was nothing like his brother. Let us remember to mourn for Menander.
That we can do. There's been a lot of mourning here of late.
Our neighbor Agatha lost her husband in the attack. He was a servant in the palace. Poor Agatha and her son Sinon. That boy's taking it very hard.
Farewell. Hopefully there won't be any further distractions here.
Look, Heros, it's the king.
What could he be doing here?
Oh no, please, no! Help us! Is she...
Elpis is fine. With all the chaos, she's been too busy to send word.
Oh, praise Zeus.
We've been so worried. You've lifted a great burden from us, sir.
Before I set sail, I'll leave instructions for her to come visit you.
I was raised in a village like this. A long time ago. Now that is a boat.
Sinon, listen to me. We have family in Thrace. We'll be welcome there.
We can't just leave. Iolcus is our home.
Your father is gone, Sinon. Our lives must continue.
But only on Thrace? No, Mother. Here is where my father is buried.
Here is where I'll honor him.
Sinon! King Jason, I am Agatha, widow of Thano, one of your servants killed in the attack.
I'm sorry for your loss, Agatha.
Life goes on. I have decided to take my son, Sinon, to my homeland of Thrace. I have family there. So I have a favor to ask of you.
Of course.
My husband's closest friend, the servant Photios, survived. Would you speak with Photios and have him bring me Thanos' belongings?
I'll see that Photios does as you request.
Thank you, Warden.
On this spot did King Yolcum slay the Phrygian war chief. Turning back the marauders, Yolcum defended the sacred sites of Zeus from harm. The Phrygians were scattered to the seas, never to threaten again.
Welcome.
Do I speak with Mnason, father of Timaeus?
Aye, and Pathros too.
It is only Pathros now. Your son Timaeus is dead.
Dead?
He lost his life in my defense.
I see.
Your son had recently been chosen as our standard bearer. Did the guard deliver his spear? The spear upon which is borne the Yolkin standard.
Aye, it was sent down. Thought I was meant to hold it for Timaeus. My son, he was... Since he was a boy, it was the guard this, the guard that. All he ever wanted was to serve you. Though he no longer lives, that spear may still serve. Please, keep it in his name.
In Timaeus' name, I accept this spear. And let he receive the glory of the work it does.
You do my family honor. Should you see Pathros again, tell him I know he did all he could.
I'll see that Pathros comes to visit you himself.
Greetings, King Jason. I am the Dockmaster, Nestus. May Athena's 5 virtues be with you always.
Row us out to the ship, Nestus.
Of course, sir.
Jason, how are you? My heart broke when I heard what happened. This ship was to be a wedding gift. Now it's something else, I suppose.
Perhaps it still will be, Argos. Is she ready to sail?
Aye, she's girded and fit for open waters.
Good. I have her maiden destination. Delphi.
Delphi? What in Hades do you want to go there for?
I have questions that need answers. Answers I can only find on Delphi.
Argos, do you know the way?
I've sailed most every patch of sea in Greece, but I've never seen the shores of Delphi. Part of me thinks it's just a myth.
There are tales of heroes who've been there.
Aye, and each claims it's in a different place. I'm sorry, Jason. I can't steer you there.
Elias said he would look into it. We should check back with him.
Your uncle's a learned man. If anyone can find something, it'd be him.
Keep the ship ready. We'll go see if Pelias has learned how to get to Delphi.